Good afternoon, my little potato chips. How you doing? Wee Paddy from across the shuck, and you're very welcome back for another wee video today. And I just like to put my little telescope that my mate bought me just as a lovely surprise, and it was just a cracker. That's my mate Dan, and I want to thank him very much for it. I love it. Um, what are we going to do today? You've seen by the title of the video. Don't even know what it is yet, but it'll be the top four knives, locking knives that I've got this year. But it's hard to believe that a third of the year has already gone. It seems no time since Christmas. So I just wanted to keep this up, and I'll maybe do my top four non-locking knives at some stage, because my favourite one of the whole lot is away on holiday. So I'm waiting till it comes back. Anyway, here we go. This is my carry today, and I've been carrying EDC again, which is great. I can put a shirt on. I can go out for small walks. I'm just thoroughly loving life as a knife collector and carrier. I just love it. So lovely slip here. This is by 1095. This is the one that was made for my slip joint group that I belong to. What am I carrying? I'm carrying this beautiful little case sodbuster in CV steel that Gizmo got for me. I just love this little knife. It's used as look at that, lovely colours on it. It's been used as a steak knife, but just an everyday carry. Absolutely cracking. Lovely little knife to use. And that blade shape, the sodbuster blade shape, is just fantastic for everything. Just everything. So I've been carrying that today. I haven't carried it in a while, and it's been nice to have it in my pocket. So that's in my pocket. And one of the other things, I'm wearing watches again, which I know it sounds a bit silly, but when you're not going out and you don't follow the time, you don't need to. So I've got my dad's old rotary watch. This was his before he passed away. We'd got him this for his 65th birthday, I think we'd got it for. And he was supposed to retire, but he didn't retire till about, I think he was 69 nearly before he retired. But we got him his 65th one, this, and being the eldest son, I nabbed this straight away because, it's my dad. So I'm wearing watches again, which is absolute. I only really have about three watches. Two of them cost about £10 to £15, and then this one of my dad's. But I've a wee Timex in there. I think it's Timex. Maybe it's not. Casio. That's just a black plastic Casio knife with big numbers, white face. I love it too. One of my favourite watches. So, what have we got today? The top four knives. And I'm just going to get through them. We're not going to do an in-depth review. This is the Cold Steel American Lawman. And my God, do I wish I had got this knife earlier. And during my collecting, I've had a few Cold Steels, but I've never had this. I always used to watch Pete and what he thought of this knife. And, Pete's not very often wrong, but this is a stunning knife. The forward grip on this is just the most comfortable. It's a thin knife, but it's it's a tall knife across here. For me, it's a perfect grip. I can work back here all day long, get my thumb up there if I want to get some power behind the cuts. An absolutely super knife. I don't even know whether, in fact, I'm sure they do still make them. This one's in S30VN, S35VN, actually. Blimmin' hell, that's good steel. What a great knife. What an absolutely super. And take away its tactical look. Just as a hard-working knife, it is beautiful. As you know, I'm non-tactical. The drop on this, when you push the button, it's a mid-lock. Watch this. Just drops. Absolutely fantastic. And close it over. This is not a fidgety knife, unless you like. I like doing the manual open, and I like doing this. I just think it's great. Super, super work knife. So that's the first one. We'll get that up there. Set it out of the way just for a wee minute. And the second one is a Kubey. This is my second Kubey. I bought this one myself. I had one given for review. Look at that. Look at that for a blade and a knife. Again, lovely tall knife. This one's is it a bit thicker? Let me just see what they're like together before I make any. No, the American Lawman is at least a scale, the G10 scale, thinner than this one here. But this is just beautiful. Reminds you of a knife, I know. I'm not even going to say it. But it seems to be acceptable now. After all the slaggings I used to get, this looks very like they've copied it from something else, but it's okay. It's definitely okay for me. I just love this big tall blade. It's an amazing cutter. It has the action to die for. Look at this now. Look at that. Come on. I mean, that is just a beautiful knife. This has the fidget factor. So many ways to open it, but it's just the action on it. Look at that. You can just guide it down. The slightest wee jig, and it's in home. This is probably one of the best finds I've had this year. It is amazing. And I can't even remember the bloody name of it. Why didn't I look at this up? Don't even remember what it normally gives you a number, doesn't it? No, it's not even going to be there. But I've got this back in my videos. Go back and have a look at it. It's fantastic. It's just one of the best budget knives. And I think this cost, I bought it from China. I think I got this for, I don't know, just over £35 or something, because they didn't charge me customs on this one. So I didn't have to pay any more than what it cost to get shipped from China. Just super. Love it. Absolutely love it. The next one is the one that probably scared me the most. I traded for this, and I traded well for this. Nobody won on this bet. We both got exactly sort of what we were owed for the knife. This was brand new, and I'm glad I traded for it. It's the 945, not to be confused with the 940, because it looks like it, but it's a different knife. Just definitely. This is a little pocket knife. This is an EDC knife. The 940 is more of a, yes, it can be an EDC knife if you want, but it's more of a do some work knife. You can pry, poke, do things with it that it was made for. It was made for doing them things. It was made for a farmer. But this is very EDC, thinner behind the edge, so it's a better slicer than the 940. Just a beautiful knife altogether, and that axis lock just makes it absolutely smashing. I put the clip back on, as you know if you followed the video. I took it off originally because I thought it's too small to have a clip, but it's not. This works with a clip. Really does work with a clip extremely well. So I love it. And the last locking knife I'm going to show you, let's bring them just in a wee bit more. I'll just turn that round that way. The last locking knife has sort of shocked me that it's here, because I got this a couple of weeks ago off my mate Justin, who's an avid sack collector, and I've been getting into sacks. Well, this is a locking knife, and this is called the Outrider. Never heard of it before. I'd had a single blade big one, this side. What are these? 111 millimeter. I'm not sure what that is in inches. I'll tell you now. I'll tell you just now. It's about 4 1/4 closed. So it's a big knife. You have in the scales, you have the toothpick and you have the tweezers. And on the back of this, you have an owl and the wine opener, the wine bottle. And then you have this locking blade. Look at the size of that. What size is that? That is a cutting edge of just over 3 inches. Now, this has been used. It needs for me, I need to put a good edge on it. I'll get it sharp enough, but I need to just put a real good edge on it. I love it. And it locks. If you turn this over, it locks by this pull down hinge here. There it goes. And you have a locking. What a work knife. It's just a super big work knife. And when you have this in your hand, the other tools don't even come into it. You just don't feel them. It's an absolute gem of a work knife. So really pleased with that I've got a sack knife that I can honestly call a work knife. It also has super big pair of scissors. Really super. And what else does it have? It has... Oh, yes. This is what I wanted to show you. I only found this out just before I'd done this video because I was just checking the tools. Look at that. It has an inline Phillips head. How flipping cool is that? I didn't know it had that. And look, well, that snaps down. But what a cracking... it's actually got the saw as well. Look at the size of that saw. Now, that is a decent... And the Swiss saws are absolutely fantastic. And then at the front, you get your usual. You get your cap lifter, screwdriver, and you get your... Sorry, that's a can opener. That's the cap lifter and the screwdriver as well. What a super locking knife. And I'm so glad to get this in here because it's not often you see a locking Swiss Army knife. Well, not for me because I'm only just into it. But that is a fantastic work knife. I'm actually, since I've seen that inline screwdriver, I'm over the moon. That really, really enhances it. But all four of these knives, I personally, me, Paddy, I would recommend any one of them. In fact, I would recommend going buy all four of them. Take 4 months like I did. It's just, there's no rush to collect knives. You've got plenty. I don't care if you're watching this, you've probably got plenty. But therefore, that I highly recommend if you're just starting and you want to know what to get, them four are lovely. Check the reviews up my channel. Do as much, before you buy any knife, do as much research as you possibly can, because some of these are, they're getting up into the high money, over £100 for, for these. I'm not sure what this is. Don't know what it is, but smashing knives, and I love them. It's been a great, if I get another 8 of these in the last 2/3 of the year, I'll be over them, in my collection will have been enhanced. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. What's the best 4 knives you've got for the first 4 months of this year, 2022? Take care. Paddy's away. It's an open tag. Get in, boys. Cheerio now. Locking knives this time. Bye-bye.